What is up again, YouTube? And you are still looking at my Mexican Stratocaster. What we're going to be doing today is a swap of all the pots and all the wiring in a Strat. What do we got? We've got an obsidian wire kit for a Stratocaster. I thought that this was 100% made in US. It is not. This is actually made and shipped from New Zealand. This is meant to fit on a US or Mexican Strat, but we'll find out very, very shortly. And what did we actually get? Well, it's basically a pre-wired kit. This is for a HSS Strat. So the 3 pots are there. These should be much better quality pots than what we currently have in a Strat. This is just loose. And this should also be a solderless kit, according to what I read. And we're also going to be replacing the input jack with a higher quality part. I'm gonna go ahead and take these strings off. So as per usual, don't lose any of your screws. Take this back plate off, which is also going to make it a lot easier to take the strings out. We're also going to be giving this Strat a little bit of a visual update today, so we're going to be changing that back plate anyway, so might as well get it out of the way. So obviously we're also going to be getting rid of, well, not getting rid of, but we need to take off this front pick guard anyway to get at all the electronics. We're also going to want to take out the input jack because we're going to be swapping that out, like I said. We don't have to take all these pots and everything off because, like you see, we're going to be replacing it with all new pots and switches. We will be taking the pickups out because we're not swapping pickups today. We got the pick guard off, and again, I know I repeat this every video I make, but just keep all the screws for the pick guard, for example. I'm putting them in this Red Bull. The screws for the back plate are on the back plate next to me. We're going to go ahead and take off the input jack because, again, we're going to be also swapping that out for a higher quality part. And we're going to keep those in yet another bowl, because why not? Let's just make our lives super simple. Alright, so we got everything off. The input jack is unscrewed and loose, and our pick guard is off, and we've removed all the pickups from the pick guard. One little trick to keep in mind, if your pickups have different colored wiring, like is my case here, the neck has some white and black, whereas the middle has yellow and black wiring, so that's how we're going to just keep track of which pickup goes where. Now, if I am understanding this correctly, what we now need to do is just basically unsolder enough of this to get the pickups out of here completely, and then do the same for the input jack, and then we'll build our new pick guard. Alright kids, sometimes it's important to note that things aren't going to go your way. When in doubt, just cut the goddamn wires. Alright, so mystery revealed. We are going to go with an all blacked out Stratocaster. And part 1, now that everything is taken apart, good news, the obsidian wire kit does fit pretty much perfectly into a US/Mexican pick guard here. So yeah, perfect fit. Had to force it a little bit. It is a very tight fit, but that's probably what you actually want. So we're going to go ahead and screw this in, the 5-way blade. We again went with a Music Lily pickguard. If you guys remember the original video I did about these, as I mentioned, they go for about $10 Canadian instead of the Fender $50+ So at that price, if you're not sure what color is going to look good, I wanted to go with purple. Purple with black hardware didn't look as good as I wanted. So what the hell, let's just get a black pickguard. Cost me another $10. $10, that's right. And yeah, let's try this out. Alright, we're back. I just wanted to show you guys how stupidly easy this is, that even a moron could actually use this wiring kit. So we've gone ahead, we've put the wiring kit on our pick guard like I said before. You'll notice right here on the wiring kit is this gray box. It's not numbered on it, but they do give you a very easy instruction sheet. So what they say to do, you're gonna need a very fine small screwdriver for this, but like they'll say on the thing, the first slot in this gray box is for out ground. Out is the input jack. So all you have to do is take that wire, align it with the first slot, use the screwdriver on the top here, press that all the way down, insert the wire, remove screwdriver. That's it. Alright, we're back. We're basically done. I think I did everything right. We're just going to finish putting this together and then go ahead and test it. And now that I'm saying that, I think I'm actually going to go test it before we finish putting it back together. Now, the fun part of every strat build is getting the damn pick guard to go back on and the wires to fit in the cavity without holding the pick guard up too much. And I think I just got it. So yeah, we're going to go ahead, I'm going to go plug this into a practice amp and make sure everything works how it's supposed to before we close this up. And you can see here I've got the black pick guard with everything black, and I think this looks fantastic, but hell, I've still got my purple pick guard anyway, so we can always go back. I'm going to go test this and I'll be right back. Alright, what is up? We are back. It's actually the next day. Yeah, when I went to run some tests and make sure that the pickups were all still working and that the wire kit was working, I quickly realized that the middle pickup was not working. You'd get a little bit of sound, but not a lot when I was just touching it with a metal item, which, again, if you don't follow the videos and you're not aware, plug in a guitar if you just want to see if a humbucker works. Touch the poles with the metal piece and you'll get a very loud audible click in your amp. The neck was very, very subtle. I just figured maybe it was a very low output pickup. So went ahead, restrung strings, which are probably a waste now, and lo and behold, absolutely nothing out of that middle pickup no matter what I did. Now luckily, it is the solderless wiring kit that we got from Obsidian. Took it out, figured maybe for some reason the wires are backwards, maybe yellow is ground and black is hot. Never the case, but you know, maybe. Worth a quick shot to check it out, right? So flip the wires, try again, nothing. Tried a couple of things back and forth, and eventually went and took the cover off the pickup. Finally, eventually, noticed that the copper winding had a big fat split in it. Looking online, there is a way to fix that, but it just sounded like more hassle than it was worth, and I wanted to change these pickups eventually anyway. So what I ended up doing is, like I said, it's the next day. I've taken what was the old neck Mexican pickup, I've moved it to the middle. You know, if I had to choose, let me put it this way. If I had to choose, I'm going to upgrade the neck pickup. I use that a lot more on a Strat. So that's what we did. Phoned around. Apparently it's really freaking hard to find a store that just stocks pickups for some reason. They'll all have replacement humbuckers. Loads and loads of those. Single coils, not so much. Found one shop that had a single coil, because, you know, was just going to change both of them while I was at it. They only had one, so I grabbed it, went out, grabbed it. I'm back. It's wired in. Putting the pick guard back on now. We'll try and save these strings, but chances are I'll probably have to restring. And hopefully I'll be back very shortly, and we'll just wrap this up and I'll show you guys that everything works. Alright, what's up? We are done. Everything is now functional, and like I promised, a little bit of a facelift. So we went with a fully blacked out Strat. We also replaced the back plate. Not that it really matters, but for 10 bucks Canadian shipped to me. The black plate came with a black plate for the back as well, so we might as well put it on. Everything matches. Now, like I said, everything works. So we ended up doing a little bit more than we planned. Changed all the plastic bits to black everything out. We replaced all the pots and the switch with and the actual input jack with an obsidian wire kit. I don't remember the website, just Google obsidian wire, it'll come right up. What they claimed was special about this kit is because it's for an HSS, that they wired it in some way that the resistance is different depending on the pickups you're switching. If that's true, I don't know. You're going to have to wait. I am working on a sound comparison video. I was going to do that yesterday and today, but because the build process took so long, it's going to be delayed till probably next weekend. The middle pickup that came on this was broken in the process. I don't know exactly what happened. What I suspect is that there was some crap inside the cover, and when I took the cover off or put the new one in, either or, it probably split the wire. If that's something that was there from the factory, I suspect so. I can't prove it. I'm not gonna bother proving it because, to be honest with you guys, like I said, I wanted to eventually replace both these single coils. And we went ahead and did that. The only pickup I could find was and it's probably what I would have picked anyway, to be honest with you guys, but I might move this to middle and get something else for the neck eventually. I don't know. But with the Obsidian kit, it's easy to do. Press 2 buttons, pull the 2 wires, press 2 more buttons, pull the other 2 wires, swap the pickups around, press the buttons, insert the wires, and you're done again. So what we got is now a Seymour Duncan JB humbucker in the bridge. The neck pickup from this Mexican standard Stratocaster is now in the mid position. The mid pickup that was there is in the garbage. And what we have in the neck position is the Seymour Duncan SL2, I believe, which is the vintage. It's not a super high output pickup, but it gets the job done compared to the mid. Now what you might not be able to see is that middle pickup is dropped all the way just to keep the volume balanced. Because if I put it at the same height, it is way louder. So sadly, I think these are a lot lower output, but I think they sound better. But we'll see. Like I said, I'm working on a complete sound comparison, which is going to be a bit more of a comparison now because, like I said, I wasn't planning on doing a pickup replacement. Obsidian wire kit, what do I think of it? Ease of use, couldn't be easier. Literally, you just pop the thing in, 2 screws for the switch, put on your switch covers, put on the nut to screw the pots in place, and put your knobs back on, and you are pretty much done for installing it. How it works, I showed it in the rest of the video, but just again, there's a set of, depending on the kit you get, mine has 10 slots for all the wires. Super easy diagram. There's a little ground screw that you also put all of the ground wires in, re-screw, that's done. All the wires, just like I said, press a button, insert wire, let go button, wires clipped in place, you're good to go, and it works. If you are working on a new build from scratch, Obsidian wire is probably the way I would go, to be honest with you guys. Recommended. I literally just went to the shop to get this new pickup with my brother, and he was saying about how he's got an old Les Paul and he needs to change all the pots because they are old and they don't work very well anymore. I recommended Obsidian wire right away without even having to think about it. The pots feel a lot higher quality. Just rolling them off and on just is nice and smooth that you didn't have with the cheap Mexican pots that were in here to begin with. The switch, like I said, it's hard to feel a difference. It works how it's supposed to. It's very clicky. And it works.